Even after becoming Varian's advisor and bodyguard, she held on to her independence, which she still maintains as a member of the secretive Uncrowned. Now in the Nexus, Valeera is loyal to neither the Horde nor the Alliance, but to her friends and herself. Valeera is a quick and deceptive assassin who strikes from the shadows with deadly combo attacks. Valeera uses energy instead of mana to cast her abilities. Unlike mana, energy constantly replenishes at a rapid rate. She also generates combo points when using certain abilities on enemy heroes, which she spends to make her finishing move much more powerful. Valeera's first ability is Sinister Strike. Valeera dashes forward, striking all enemies in a straight line. If she hits an enemy hero, she stops immediately, generates a combo point, and the ability's cooldown is significantly reduced. With Blade Flurry, Valeera can damage multiple enemies at once by spinning her blades in an area around her, generating a combo point for each hero she hits. Eviscerate, Valeera's finishing move, can only be used if she has combo points. Casting this ability spends all of her points to slash an enemy with both blades at once. The more combo points she spends, the greater damage Eviscerate deals. Valeera's trait is Vanish. Just like the WoW Rogue ability, activating Vanish immediately places Valeera in stealth, granting her an entire new set of abilities. All of her abilities in stealth generate combo points and bring her out of stealth when she uses them. Ambush is Valeera's signature combat opener, stabbing an unsuspecting enemy with her daggers for heavy damage. If you need crowd control, Cheap Shot allows Valeera to stun an enemy while also dealing a small amount of damage. Garrote is a particularly vicious opener. Along with its initial damage, this ability silences an enemy and deals additional damage over time.
Welcome back to the HGC. We're just going straight into it. Game number 3 here. Infernal Shrines. Fnatic taking on beGenius. Fnatic up 2-0 after stellar team fight. Tassadar will be the first ban.
Eager Beavers here in the HGC as Ragnaros goes as well on the side of beGenius. Overall, I mean, you're on Infernal Shrines. No surprise that you would want to remove that on the side of Fnatic. It's not even just the fact that it can Molten Core. It's not even just the fact that it's great wave clear and great sustain. The Sulfura Smash alone in last game made it scary.
That it was, and any setup was absolutely outstanding for Fnatic, and they hit it every single time. So there is the ban now. This is the Battleground chosen here by beGenius, so Fnatic will be walking away here with the first pick. What is their choice? Do they get their patented ETC, or are they feeling comfortable enough to maybe switch things up a bit?
Yeah, I would like to see ETC, as you mentioned. But going for Malfurion, it seems like that has become kind of like a basic trademark for Smexy as well. Which
leaves beGenius. Do they want to play the standard game? They didn't really get the chance to do it in game 1. Game number 2, even worse there.
I think take ETC, take
Tychus?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. ETC Tychus, the first pickups here for beGenius. So they take away the ETC from Fnatic. Malfurion will be the foundation start off for Fnatic. Now, where do they start moving to?
I would like Zarya.
Yeah?
In a weird world, yes, I would. Why? Because I think that Fnatic could set up for a Tracer pick towards the later stages of this draft. In a weird way.
No, that makes sense. I think you take it away from Tychus too. Zarya and Tychus is actually really strong on this Battleground, especially when you have an ETC. You get that Odin form, you get a lot of abilities to drop out those shields. I could see that. Zarya pick up, and then the follow-up into which warrior? Diablo?
Oh, that's a good call. That's a good point.
If you get it early, I would probably get Murden, but if you hold it the second phase, I wouldn't mind seeing Diablo.
Yeah. Let's see. It's odd theory crafting, but Tyrael and Vala come out. Okay, so no Tracer, no Zarya. Ignore all of that.
You could still get Zarya, though.
Yeah, you could. You could definitely for that.
For the later stages.
Yeah.
Vala, Tyrael, and Malfurion. gives them a lot of shields and allows Valeera to go full carry mode.
I mean, when I see a Valeera here, I say to myself, okay, I do want to ban Zarya, but the big problem that beGenius has here is that Smexy can happily be on a Medivh with this Valeera, and then you run into some problems as beGenius. So the Valeera pickup, I think, is really powerful for those reasons.
So beGenius thinking about their bans. I think Zarya makes choice here. What other tanks would I be scared of if I didn't want to take Diablo? If I didn't want to take Diablo, I might get rid of Diablo. Diablo,
yeah.
Tyrael, Malfurion, Valla. Whatever fifth they want to go to could be quite the thing to deal with. In terms of actual clear, Kerrigan is still an option floating around for both teams. I think it's less of an option now for Fnatic, but still something that beGenius can pick up, especially with it being Infernal Shrines. Zul is being highlighted. We've seen some Zul from beGenius here, and it can be ran on this battleground. Less of a priority compared to others, but if Fnatic is scared of wave clear, they'd rather just do straight up team fights. Just get rid of Zul, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I think it just it sets things in Fnatic's favor. Just you need to team fighters, come and team fighters. You have no tricks, you have no gimmicks. Get rid of that. I'm surprised though that I think Sylvanas could become a thing in this next couple of picks.
True. That could be an option. Especially for beGenius here. You get Sylvanas. I wouldn't mind Emerald in a couple with that.
I mean, Kirava's not bad on it. Like, the thing is that the times we've seen Kirava play well on beGenius, it's when he's been on Li Ming. Like, Li Ming has been the real standout for him, in my opinion. Tychus is something that he can go to, but oftentimes you see that on Arakeen. So it really depends on where they want each player, of course.
Li Ming just scares me so much with Tyrael being on the other side. Because then you just get another warrior and you just go for hard engage. But I agree with you. It's by far his best hero. He's impressive on it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
It loses some value on this battleground.
Right. So
there's also the Danatan special that we have yet to see.
The Johanna or
Johanna Arthas. There's Sylvanas.
Yeah.
Let's see what their fifth pickup could be, or fourth pickup for beGenius could be. Johanna wouldn't make sense, but they're still going with this Karazim thing. Man, they are on this train right now. Had him in game number 1, now game number 3.
Yeah, I sort of didn't mind some of the plays in game number 1. I think it has its place, but against Fnatic it's difficult, right? Yeah. Anything's difficult. So if they have comfort with it, why not? Try and get some blow up on someone. If no, they're not going to go that way. They'll go Palm.
Because Fnatic's just been doing what you do against Karazim to bring him down. You put pressure on the back line, then he can't punch anything. He has to back up and heal, which makes him obsolete based on his trait and what he can pull off.
Obsolete.
But beGenius can have a better chance here of getting a few more punches in because they will be around the minion phase, so they are guaranteed to at least proc his trait.
So, what do they want to couple with the Tyrael? They don't even necessarily need... I mean, they made the Tyrael solo work, but they had a bit more of frontline and pressure with it, with that Zeratul, with other things. They could happily go Zeratul. I don't think they will. What would Whoopi be on? Leoric? Leoric and some damage? Oh, well, I should just stick to my guns, really, from about 3 or 4 minutes ago.
I was wondering about Greymane, but a Greymane into an ETC and then Karazim does give them the choices to actually make those trait procs.
You think about, though, something that we see a lot in Heroes of the Storm is very strong duos, right? Yeah. They have 2 super powerful duos here. They have Tyrael Greymane, they have Zarya Valla.
And it can crisscross.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to get onto. The fact that Zarya still empowers Greymane as well in a tremendous way. So
I kind of want Arthas now as a 5th pick for beGenius.
Yeah?
Greymane diving into Arthas, you can slow him down, you can apply the damage. It's one of Dantan's best heroes. I mean, if you're going to go out in your comfort picks, right?
No, I agree.
And maybe learn something from it. And then you also have solid wave clear for the Shrine with that Arthas pick. And then you have Sylvanas potential if you ever do win. You get the Sylvanas push, you have Arthas in the front line.
Yeah. It's kind of why I wanted that Dahaka pick ban to be a Zarya ban, because we were theorizing at the very beginning, but it's here. And Arthas will come out, so you are correct. Here it comes. I understand the logic behind it, right?
Yeah.
I think at this point, nothing's going to save beGenius. as pessimistic as that sounds, but
Dang.
you know, a lot of people out there, they understand that, you know, Fnatic is this powerhouse. They are one of the big three. They are one of the top three in Europe.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They rivaled for the World Championship in 2016. Bring it out, see what Arthas is going to do. Sure.
Yeah, and I think he gives them tools. The only thing that I kind of question is Karazim. I just want to see more impactful moments with that hero.
I think if you're going to do it, just go seven-sided.
Yeah.
Screw it. At this point, just do it. And then, like, if you actually catch someone off guard, you blow them up or whatever. I think don't try and go for the sustain game against Fnatic when you're the heavy, heavy underdog. Just go for the blow-up. See what happens.
Let's try and take someone out. All right, well, we're ready here for game number 3. Can Fnatic end this with a 3-0, or is beGenius going to put up a fight? Here we go. Inferno Shrines.
All right, to the left-hand side in the blue. Oh, look, it's Lunar Festival time in Fnatic land as they ride all of our lovely Chinese dragons.
Fireworks and dragons. That's how I like my Friday afternoons here on the right side.
Meanwhile, it's a party.
There's a pleb horse there. So here on the far right, we have our Kirwa tank for the win. Danatan, Arakeen, and Unstable charging to the middle of the field here, ready to do battle against the champions of HGC here, the wonderful, fantastic Fnatic. And so far, they've had some splashes of glory, but Fnatic has just done such a good job of really just kind of swatting them down. This is their last chance here, if they were to fall 0-3, to make a few plays and kind of walk away from the match learning something.
Yeah, you can. So let's see now. As Breeze seems to be kind of gravitating towards the Tyrael, even the solo Tyrael, a bit more. We saw it in the previous game. Not this one, though, as Zarya will help out quite a lot with the shield, will Wooby. So Nom Nom clean that up and then head on down towards the bottom. The one linchpin that I could see going very well for beGenius is if they gain some traction and then Sylvanas comes into her own. That could be their key to success.
Yep. That's the moment where things can explode here for beGenius. So we'll watch out for Sylvanas. We'll see if they can win these Shrine phases. It's important for them. Schwimpy now matching against Dantan here in the top lane. There is an ETC floating around. If an engage does occur, they could get a pick off.
What a world we live in where your Team Fnatic and Quacknix is not playing Greymane. If this had been a year ago, everyone would have lost their minds, but there we go. He's on the Valeera as Quacknix and Schwimpy on that Greymane. It's fun.
Arthas and ETC are making a play, though. Arthas actually rotated in the middle here.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they were going to go for a full-on engage and try and get a quick 5v5. Actually, here comes Arthas floating down for the 5v4. They will pick up Quacknix. There's a kill from beGenius. Unstable. Low on health as well, but he will be able to escape.
At that point, I think he wishes he was on the Greymane. Being up in the top lane, being safe and sound in his comfy bed. Okay.
On his dragon, just owning the lane.
That little dragon's a happy dragon.
And Arthas actually gets here just in time to soak that experience. So the rotation right here from beGenius. And they will also get first dibs on this Shrine phase. Start clearing 5-5 though, as Wubby and Raven are clearing well here on the side.
First dibs, I like it. They're gonna get quite a bit of value from there to start things off. Quacknix is back now though. Likewise, Breeze is gonna launch himself in. The front line of beGenius is good though, so I think that they actually win this Shrine unless something crazy awry goes on here. That's a lot of damage, AoE from Quacknix.
Yeah, it's all gonna come down that Howling Blast. Donovan needs to make sure he holds it. If Swimpy ever dies, then he's ready for that punish. Turn around, use that Frostborn. 21-32. Fnatic make him play to move in. Quacknix on the right side here, working on take for the win. Danatan goes for the engage. There's a Howling Blast, and that is a dead Greymane.
Absolutely perfect. Really good stuff from beGenius there, as they will seize this. And now, Sylvanas, where is she? She comes into her own. Let's see her put on some pressure. Let's get some of these towers down as fast as possible. Really put Fnatic on the back burner here. Jumps across. So does Unstable.
He went in, man. He was ready for a fight.
Living up to his name.
For those at home, Iron Fist and Earth Ally will be the choices for our Karazim that's diving into the back lines. The fort finally getting turned off here. Arakeen kind of missing out on the opportunity for a little bit too long. Will put some damage on, but that is not what you pick Sylvanas for. That should have been a dead fort.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It could be there. I think overall, they did enough. Right? They did enough to then go to their lanes. They're a level ahead. They got themselves the towers. And now, Fnatic just, walking away with the tails between the legs, really. Not much that they can put on in terms of pressure early on. I think they're just having to wait until level 10 where all of those heroics come into play, get something done.
Yeah, their team fight is pretty insane if Arthas isn't sitting in the back line, kind of destroying things. Gilney and Cocktail being here is also great too. If they ever do win the Punisher phase, they have great siege potential for breaking down that back line.
You know, I forgot how much that hurts when it hits you.
It hurts.
Like, because I very rarely ever play against Greymane or play Greymane myself nowadays. And then I got hit by it, like, I think 2 or 3 days ago when I was playing. I was like, damn.
Ow.
Damn.
That hurts.
Do you mind, Greymane?
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's pretty explosive. It's also really good against double warriors because you're most likely going to connect it.
Yeah, it's
and
gonna
hit their
pop.
squishy backline. So it's a good build, but it's definitely one that takes a while to wind up. So this is the moment for beGenius to keep up with their pressure and take this early game lead they can really run with, especially in that first Punisher. Put pressures on forts, keep people at bay. Don't be in the lane that Greymane's in. That way you don't have to deal with that Gilding Cocktail. And Fnatic has to kind of lay down and take that damage for a while Quacknix is the one that tries to repel the opponents by putting some damage out.
All right, so cleaning this up and making sure that these annoying Khazra aren't going to do too much here down towards the bottom. But that for beGenius was actually a big win. Why was that a big win? Because if they can get this Punisher, this wall is already down, and they could easily bag themselves a fort if they get this Punisher. That was cool by beGenius.
You know, little things like that, killing a wall can suddenly net you a fort on the next push. Fnatic now having all 5 members do move in for it. There's a power slide from Tank for the win, straight onto Quacknix. Quacknix low on HP. Here comes King showing up as well. Gonna slide in some damage at the same time. Wubby in the back left though, shelling those grenades away at full energy. Working on trying to grab a few of these minions. 22-11. beGenius is ahead.
Yeah, Fnatic isn't going to be able to do this unless they get a really good engagement right now with Breeze, but he didn't get towards the back of those, so he wasn't able to block them. He threw his Elder Rune's Might, hoping that he was on the other side of those warriors so he could block them. But now they have established themselves with a lot of good AoE damage off the back of that aggressive move by Breeze on the right-hand side, but here comes Tank for the win.
Nice engage by Tank for the win. Damage here on Wubby as well. Kira on the back still low on HP. The tap
really
is great for beGenius. 33-32, back and forth. Wubby shelling grenades from the side. Arthas so does get picked off. Danatan will be killed off here, and there is the Punisher for Fnatic. Can we get a kill? No, King with the Haunting Wave will be able to retreat with the Gilding Cocktail.
Look at it!
Look at it! Oh, that's so devastating.
It's vile incarnate. I can't believe that's so damaging. But actually, beGenius did a great job of being able to avoid Tyrael in his explosion, because so many of those guys were low. I almost said, don't kill Tyrael, but they killed him and they avoided everything really well, so I'm impressed.
Now a fort is awarded here to Fnatic as they just move in here, especially with the Sylvanas being low on health. Unstable, forced retreat at the same time. A little too close for my taste there.
I thought he was going to get mortared.
Wubby continuing with the grenade shelling away, and now Fnatic, who was behind on this battleground, is ahead as they got the fort, they got the Punisher here, and they continue to soak in the middle lane.
The sustain coming out from Fnatic during that Shrine fight where beGenius had such a good lead was impeccable play coming out from our Swedish team. And that means now that a lot of what beGenius could have done in the early game has been diminished. Fnatic bought themselves time for those level 10s to come in. And I am very, very scared now for beGenius with Sanctification, with Go for the Throat, with Valeera and Zarya being in the back lines as well. Strong stuff.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head here. It becomes very scary for beGenius. Fnatic has kill potential with Go for the Throat. While, as you mentioned, there is a slight invade available here as Breeze walks in, drops a smite, and tries to grab the attention of his opponents here for a little bit.
That was a cheeky one, that's the best way to describe that one.
That was quite cheeky there.
Cheeky.
beGenius continues to focus down there in Paler Zoe, and will go for an invade, having Tank for the win, leading the charge here. Schwimpy on the top right. Danatan trying to lock him down.
That's another cheeky one. Let's go and steal this. And, well, they have nothing to say about it. Take it and walk away. Nice. And Cocktail.
They have decent clear here with the Quacknix dropping down the multi-shots, and then you have the Gilling Cocktail, so
you know,
they'll leave them to defend it.
If there's any like esports bars out there and you don't have a drink called Gilnane Cocktail, you're doing it wrong. That is a brilliant little, I mean, I don't know if it'll do as much damage to you in real life as here, but
I hope not.
No, that's probably...
I hope they enjoy it, you know?
Yeah. It's blue. It must be... The cocktail's blue, right?
Yeah, bonus points if it catches on fire. Well, that's super bonus points there.
Super bonus points, yeah.
Next Shrine is activating in 10 seconds. beGenius grabs the Mercenaries, but at the same time Fnatic does as well. We'll have the pressure of tug-of-war in the top lane, and we'll see who can walk away a victor here. I feel like this is the moment beGenius needs to win this Shrine. One, it's the Arcane Punisher, and two, it's a big statement of how they're going to hold on to being in the game. Yeah,
I mean, if they did win this, then they would take that fort instantly, and then they could push on for keep wall, maybe even keep if Sylvanas does her job properly, or is allowed to, I suppose. But now we're going to see this come on through. Let's see how much damage our Commandeer Odin's going to do. Breeze is going to launch himself forwards with Elder Rune's Might if he sees an opportunity. They're so grouped at the moment. Here's going to be Sanctification. You see them dashing into it here. Is Valor looking for damage. Danatan is getting a lot of damage done to him. Tank for the Win tried to mosh pit, but he didn't really catch much with him at all. Sindragosa came out. I didn't even know Sindragosa had been taken.
Sindragosa being taken, and Schwimpy was in the back line just melting Kirwa the entire time, and no one did anything about it. Eventually, he did get away, but all the heroics have been used besides Divine Palm for beGenius. Fnatic moves back, and although they didn't secure a kill, they win the team fight, and they take the Punisher.
My problem with that fight for beGenius is they're fearful. You saw them all backing off into this corner, into this right-hand side of the Shrine, and then Tyrael launches himself forwards, throws down a Sanctification, and they're all stuck there, like penned sheep. I mean, it's a bit unfortunate there for them.
That it is.
To lose this.
Danatan, almost getting caught by the explosion zone, will be able to escape though. Unstable turns around, applies some punches to the Punisher. You know what? Iron Fist is actually really good for turning that Punisher up and jumps in. So
yeah.
I was wondering about the Monk Pick, but I can see why the value can be in taking that hero. Arcane Punisher is under half HP though, should be able to dive in. There it is. There is the dive. Freeze looking for maybe more here as the keep wall will be extinguished.
Yeah, definitely extinguished. Put out like a light very quickly. beGenius now just looking to rally back. The one saving grace is that they haven't fallen that far behind in terms of experience at all. Incendiary Elixir now complete. Grey Mane, just stop throwing those cocktails, mate. That's all I want. It's scary.
It's pretty disruptive, man.
Yeah.
For you at home, that means that there will be, after hitting 15 heroes, the cooldown is also reduced by 4 seconds, which means more Gilnean cocktails continue to be thrown.
I know. Stop it.
At the opposing team.
It hurts.
Lots of splash damage coming from our Grey Mane.
Splash damage.
Splash damage.
Yay!
Yes. There it is.
I like it.
Wubby, Smexy, Breeze, and Quacknix. Rain of Vengeance does pop out. Kirwa going for the chase. Grey Mane's in the top lane is pushing right now. Sindragosa flying out. Does not connect with the fort, though. So the fort will be here for defense, but that will be a dead Quacknix, and Vala is falling victim.
Yeah, thankfully, at least they have Sylvanas on their side, right? So even if they miss the fort, they can still lock it down there for the moment. Now taking an experience advantage here. beGenius looking for more, looking for that middle fort. Lock that down. Arakeen gonna haunting wave himself towards that so he can lock it down fast and get out of harm's way.
So beGenius now a little bit ahead here, has pressure on the middle lane. Grey Mane was still soaking in the top lane, but there is a solid team fight here from beGenius. However, they did use Odin, and they also did use Sindragosa, which could still be down when the next Temple phase does spawn, if it spawns within the next 20 seconds, if I remember correctly. So we'll see if that will hurt them, as Fnatic just wants to get to 16. That's all they want to do here. But they also want to start to get into a fight before beGenius has its important heroics back up.
Yeah, definitely. So at least they're soaking on either Leaf, and this is not bad to start softening up this bottom lane for beGenius, hoping that they're going to get themselves a good fight. I feel, though, that beGenius does not want this to be delayed out, because if Fnatic does get level 16 in this location, Holy Ground is brutal to deal with. So, well, Fnatic are going to start it themselves. All right.
Yep, they're paused here. 10 seconds until we actually have Sindragosa and Odin available for beGenius. beGenius takes the time to soak middle lane, get closer to that level 16. Danatan comes from the side. Good flank here. But the immediate turnaround, though, Breeze says no thank you on that flank. Cleanse comes out on Wubby, saving him. The explosion zone keeping the rest of the team out. And now beGenius is fleeing. Look at that Gilnean cocktail doing so much damage. Unstable Divine Palm. Can we get the chase? There it is. 3 members down for the red team. beGenius will have to deal with a Punisher pushing the bottom lane.
I was looking hopeful for beGenius, but now Fnatic with that little turnaround. Danatan goes too far. I mean, yes, you could make the argument they would have a bit more sustainability with Ghouls and not having Syndragosa himself there, but I think he would have got popped anyway.
Same.
Like, with the amount of pressure that was there, the expulsion zone coming in, and just sealing him out.
So that fight looked like a 5v5, but because of that expulsion zone, because of the flank, it became a 5v1 in a small perimeter, and Fnatic just capitalized way too well. Danatan still in trouble, getting siege down. The keep will be the main target here for Fnatic. Can they get more?
And they can't stand too close here because Holy Ground has the potential to really cause someone problems. So if Breeze launched himself forward, he doesn't have that much health, so they're gonna get out now.
Syndragosa.
Oh.
The Sanctification, though, down immediately here. Fnatic turns it around, Tranquility being popped. The massive Howling Blast, though. Danatan continuing the chase, unstable, does palm, but doesn't get popped.
No!
Nice control from Fnatic. Erikine goes to the chase. Gilding Cocktail will get the kill, and 3 members only alive here for beGenius. Fnatic's looking toward the core.
I've never seen a Divine Palm be controlled as well as Fnatic just did. The trigger, what's the best way? The trigger,
The proc?
the fact that they just didn't trigger it in that small window when it came down, just trigger discipline. There you go. That's what I wanted to say. Amazing by Fnatic. What a way to end that fight.
And they just go for core. That's it. GG. Fnatic takes the series 3-0 over beGenius. Again, solid control in team fights. Fnatic being Fnatic here. beGenius, though, they had some moments where they looked pretty good in terms of small team fights. They were small moments. They were moments, but they were small moments. But you can just see how crazy it is that one of the best teams in the top 3 against one of the teams that are in the bottom 2 can be when they face off.
I mean, aside from, like, did a single palm even pop during that game?
There was one palm. There was one palm that went off.
Like, I think try and just bring in 7-sided, just try and get blow up on someone, because when you're this is exactly what I was saying at the beginning. You're not going to get value off a palm against a team like Fnatic. You delay your death for a moment and maybe save someone because they're not hitting you, but other than that, just masterful play. Masterful.
Masterful play. The Gilding Cocktail build was great to see here, too. It just splashed so hard there on double warriors. If you ever are running against double warriors that are stationary and don't have much mobility, you can set up those Qs heavily, and we saw it time and time again. And then you have the vault from Vala, so you have multi-shot and you have Gilding Cocktail area effect, and you just break them down and you have control. But it looks like we're actually setting up for a interview here. Hello, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Hey, congratulations on your 3-0 against beGenius. Obviously, you guys did such a great job in this matchup. Where is all this fantastic teamwork coming from and the coordination? Were you guys just on today, or is it just Fnatic that we should expect every single weekend?
Ever since BlizzCon, I think our teamwork has been pretty spot on, so I think you should expect plays like this all the time.
I mean, there was those great plays on Sky Temple where it was 4v5 and the Void Prism came down, Sulfura Smash came down. How do you orchestrate those so well? That was an amazing turnaround.
I accidentally misplayed and actually went into the VP. So that was pretty bad, but we got a 4-man VP and Mexi calls silence, so we just go on it. Yeah, I don't know. If they're stacked like that, they will just die in 1 second.
Well, I want to ask you about your matchup on Sunday, because obviously you're done with today's matchup, but you have a big one on Sunday. You're facing off against Team Expert, who is considered to be one of the many in the race here for the top 3 spots. Are you guys preparing for them? Any crazy thoughts about that team?
I mean, Ediardi is a mad scientist. I think they have a big chance of making it to Kato.
Okay.
Probably versus Dignitas, but they might upset versus us as well.
Final question from me. Do you live in a library? What are all those things in the background?
So, like 1 year ago, I got a sibling, a sister. So I had to swap room, and we don't have a lot of space. So that are my dad's CDs.
CDs?
He's a big music fan. Yeah.
What's a CD?
Oh, right. Oh, you. That's a lot of CDs. Wow.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations to you and Fnatic. Before we let you go, any shout-outs?
Monster. Energy. I don't have one of the bottles here, though, sadly.
That's good enough, man. Congratulations. Thank you so much for your time. And, of course, we'll see you on Sunday. So that's going to be it for here on Europe. Let's go ahead and check out and see what we're going to be watching tomorrow, as we have 2 other Amazing matchups to watch out. This is the one that I think a lot of people are looking forward to. Yes. Team Dignitas taking on Team Expert. Now, of course, we will start the day with Synergy taking on Misfits. Later on, of course, North America will have Team Freedom and Ventic. And, of course, Temple Storm versing off against Team 8. But tomorrow's matchup, oh my golly, man. Dignitas taking on Expert. It's been building for 3 weeks now, and I'm ready. Give it to me.
I've hyped it up for weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
Since week number 1, Expert is the team to look out for when it comes to breaching into the top 3. Team Dignitas versus Expert might decide it. We'll find out tomorrow.
I'm absolutely excited for that matchup. But there are more coming today here on this channel, so we'll see you very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching HGC Europe. It's been great.
Bring them to pain.
Deep within the forests of Lordaeron lies the kingdom of Zul'jin and its zealous guardians, the Forest Trolls. During Azeroth's second war, the Amani warlord Zul'jin struck an alliance with the Orcish Horde in order to eliminate the Trolls' ancient enemies, the Elves of Quel'Thalas. But their pact would not last. With the Horde's defeat, Zul'jin and his kin returned to the forests. Now, drawn into the Nexus, he still seeks a way to enact his terrible vengeance. Zul'jin is an aggressive ranged assassin whose Berserker Rage increases his attack speed and damage at the cost of his health. Zul'jin's trait, Berserker, has both a passive and activated effect. Passively, Berserker increases his basic attack speed as his health lowers. When activated, Berserker increases his attack damage, but also drains his health as he attacks. Berserker can be toggled on and off at will. Zul'jin's first basic ability, Grievous Throw, hurls his axe forward, dealing damage to the first 2 enemies it hits, marking them. Marked enemies take increased damage from Zul'jin's next 3 basic attacks, or until the mark expires. His next ability is Twin Cleave. When cast, Zul'jin throws his 2 axes in a unique circular arc that returns back to his position. Any enemies hit by an axe take damage and are slowed. The slowing effect will stack if an enemy is hit by more than 1 axe. All Forest Trolls have the gift of regeneration, and Zul'jin is no exception. When activated, he channels for a moment and regenerates a significant amount of health. Moving or taking damage will interrupt the effect. Zul'jin's first heroic option, Taz Dingo, provides him some incredible survivability. By channeling the power of the Loa, Zul'jin gains the unkillable status, which prevents him from falling below 1 health until the effect ends.